we will be discussing the Republic Act 8749. 8749, RA 8749 is also known as the Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999, which aims to promote and protect the country's right to clean air. So this law ensures that every Filipino has the right to breathe clean air. So before we will proceed to the prohibited acts, let's first define some terms that are found in this republic. So first is the air pollution. This refers to any substance in the atmosphere, including the naturally occurring gases like oxygen, nitrogen, water vapor, carbon dioxide, and inert gases that harms our air environment. This includes smoke, dust, soot, ash, fumes, chemicals, mist, steam, and radioactive materials. So air pollutant, this refers to any substances that are very harmful and which negatively affects the health and the environment. So this includes smoke, dust, ash, fumes, and chemicals. Next is the air pollution. This refers to any change in the air's physical, chemical, or biological properties or the release of substance that may harm public health, safety, or the environment, affecting its use for various purposes. So air pollution refers to the change, the change of the air's quality due to the presence of the harmful substances or the air pollutants. Next is the Ambient Air Quality Guideline values refers to short-term and long-term air concentration levels set as goals to protect public health and welfare. They guide air quality management by tracking trends, assessing changes, and supporting actions to prevent or control pollution. So, ambient air quality guideline values, these are standards which is set by the government to monitor and regulate the pollution levels to a certain area. Next is the ambient air quality. This refers to the overall level of pollution in a broad area, indicating the atmosphere's average purity rather than emissions measured at the pollution's source. So, ambient air quality this refers to the overall level of the top pollution in the given area, representing the general condition of the air rather than the specific sources of pollution. Next is the Certificate of Conformity. This refers to a document from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources confirming that a new vehicle or vehicle type complies with the standard set by this Act and its regulation. So, Certificate of Conformity is a document issued by the DENR certifying that the new vehicle meets emission standard which is set by the Republic Act 8749. Next is the department. So the department refers to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, which is responsible for enforcing this Republic Act. Next is the Eco Profile. This is a geographic-based tool for planners and decision makers assessing an area's environmental quality and capacity using data on natural resources and human activities, helping anticipate necessary development controls. So, Eco Profile refers to a tool that is used in planning and decision making that assess the environmental conditions and the resource availability in a given area to guide development and pollution control. Next is emission. Is any air contaminant, pollutant, gas, or unwanted sound released into the atmosphere from a known source? So emission refers to the release of air, pollutant, gases, or even unwanted noise or sound from a specific source, such as vehicle or factories. Next is the greenhouse gases. These are gases that contribute to the global warming, including carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons. So greenhouse gases, this is one that trap the heat in the atmosphere and contribute to global warming. Example of these gases are carbon dioxide, methane, and chlorofluorocarbons. Next is hazardous substances. These are materials that pose certain risks like toxicity, corrosivity, or fire hazards, or long-term dangers such as carcinogenicity, environmental persistence, and water pollution. So, hazardous substances, these are the materials that pose immediate or long-term health risks such as being toxic, corrosive, uh, flammable, or cancer-causing. This substance can also can also cause water pollution and long-term environmental damage. Next is infectious waste. These are medical waste that has potential to transmit infectious disease. Some of these are syringe, contaminated bandage, and other biohazardous materials.
Good day, ma'am. I'm Clarvey Boniel Ariati. This is my part of my report. Section 5, definition of terms, such as medical waste. So, medical waste includes materials produced from diagnosing, treating, or immunizing humans or animals. So, ang medical waste daw is refer siya ngadto sa waste generated from healthcare facilities or mga hospital. So, unay ato mga posibilidad na makita sa sud ng healthcare facilities. Siyempre, including na nato ang mga infectious waste. So, itong mga contaminated gloves, and then mga pathological waste, mga tissues or organs. So, dapat yadto na mga basura is ato i-proper pagbutang sa basurahan. Because proper management and disposal of medical waste are crucial or importante to prevent mga infection transmission, mga environmental contamination, no? Mga health risk to healthcare workers and the public. So, para isab ato malikayan o maiwasan na magkaroon ng sakit. At dapat ato ibutang sa sakto na basurahan. And the next is mobile source. Refers to any fuel-powered vehicle primarily used for transporting people or goods. So, ang mobile source daw, refer siya ngadto sa source of pollution or emissions that is capable of moving, such as mga vehicles, cars, trucks, buses, or mga motorcycles, including na sa mga aircraft, mga marine vessels, or trains. So, ang mobile sources is gakos yan ng health damage through air pollution or emitting pollutants. Makakos gabon siya ng health effects include respiratory problems like asthma, cancer, and then including na sa mga tuan cardiovascular disease. Next is a motor vehicle. Motor vehicle is a gasoline or diesel powered vehicle or one using other non-human propulsion designed for transporting people or goods on public roads. So, ang motor vehicle daw, isa siya ka self-propelled vehicle, typically with wheels, designed for transporting people or goods, like cars, trucks, buses, motorcycles. Ang maligapon ini siya, makakos gapon ini siya ng health disease through air pollution. Makakos gapon siya ng asthma, cancer, or mga cardiovascular disease. Next is municipal waste. Refers to waste materials generated by communities within a specific area. So, ang municipal waste daw is refer siya ngadto sa waste generated from households, mga commercial establishments, and mga institutions within a municipality or local government. So, sa municipal waste, uni ato mga angay o posibilidad na makita na basura sa sud ng households or mga commercial establishment. Siyempre, including na ngatuan mga household trash, di ba? Mga food waste, paper, mga plastic. So, dapat ato gyapon ini siya ibutang sa sakto na basurahan para ma-maintain nato ang nato public health, safety, and environmental sustainability. Dili na lamang nato ilabak bisan hain, dili na lamang nato pasagdan na nato maka basurahan kay wa kita kasayod na ang basura is mag-cause ng sakit sa mga katawhan. Next is a new vehicle. So, new vehicle is a vehicle made entirely from new parts, never sold or registered, unintended highway use. So, ang mga new vehicles refer siya ngadto sa mga manufactured or mga unused vehicle such as cars, trucks, electric vehicles, or mga hybrid vehicles. And then, next is octane rating, anti-knock index. So octane rating measures the anti-knock properties of gasoline determined by averaging the resource octane number and motor octane number, ensuring efficient vehicle operation. So an octane rating isa daw siya is a measure of how resistant fuel is to engine knocking or pinging, which occur when the air fuel mixture ignite too quickly. So ang octane rating daw is dapat kung ikaw may mo sakyanan, dapat hibaw ka magamit ng octane rating para dili magka-cause ng engine knocking or pinging, di ba? Dili mag-cause para dili ka para maka-efficient ka sa imo gasolina, dapat hibaw ka magamit ng octane rating. Next is ozone depleting substances. So ozone depleting substances, chemicals that harm the ozone layer such as chlorofluorocarbons and halons posing risk to health and the environment. So an ozone depleting substance daw is isa siya ka chemicals na maka-cause ng harm sa ato ozone layer, like mga chlorofluorocarbons. So ano yung chlorofluorocarbons? So including na ang mga refrigerators or mga air conditioner. So then mga halons, di ba? Halons. Isa gyapon siya ka type ng ozone depleting substances commonly used in fire extinguisher, fire suppression systems. So yaon siya na mga technology o yaon siya na mga materials is maka-cause daw ng ozone layer. So pag ang ato ozone layer is maguba, di ba? Kung ang ato ozone layer is maguba o magusulot, siyempre mag-cause ng harm sa ato environment, mag-cause ini siya ng acid rain. And then next is a persistent organic pollutants or POPs. So persistent organic pollutants are toxic organic compounds that resist degradation, accumulate in the food chain, and pose environmental and health risk, including dioxins, PCBs, and organonuclear pesticides. So ang persistent organic pollutants daw is isa ka toxic chemicals that persist in the environment or chemicals na manatili sa ato environment or accumulate in living organisms. So example, yung mga pesticide, di ba? Mga industrial chemicals, mga manufacturing production. So yaon na mga chemicals is mag-persist sa ato environment or manatili, magdugay sa ato environment na magdulot ng sakit sa mga katawhan. And then next is poisonous and toxic fumes are emissions exceeding internationally accepted safety hazards such WHO guidelines. So ang poisonous and toxic fumes daw can come from various sources including na ito mga industrial processes, mga vehicle emissions or burning fuel or waste. So ini like for example ini mga burning fuels or waste. So syempre pag ikaw magsunog ka ng mga kanat, syempre ang mga tao is magkaroon ng sakit. Kay tungod sa air pollution, di ba? Ang tao is makasimhot ng aso na ngadto sa basura na imong gisunog. Ayun mga magdulot ng asthma, di ba? Mga sakit o mga cancer pagani. And then mga vehicle emissions, di ba? Through air pollution gyapon yun siya. So itong mga aso na may gawas sa sakyanan is makuha ng mga tao or masimhot ng mga tao. So pag itong aso is masimhot ng mga tao, so siyempre mag-cause gyapon yan silang cardiovascular disease or mga asthma gyapon. Then unin nato pakatawag na WHO or i-acronym is World Health Organization. So ini sila ang mag-develop or mag-publish ng mga guidelines sa mga lain-lain or mga various health topics to inform policy and practice. Next is a pollution control device. So a pollution control device is any equipment designed to prevent, control, or reduce air pollution from identified sources. So ang pollution control devices daw is isa ka technologies na magamit to reduce or eliminate pollutants from industrial emission, mga vehicle exhaust, mga wastewater or mga air pollution. So siya ang mag-reduce or magpawa ng pollutants or mga chemicals na maaaring magdulot sa ato ng poison or magdulot sa ato ng sakit. So ini na technology is siya ang mag-reduce or mag-eliminate ng mga pollutants. Next is pollution control technology. Includes devices, processes, or fuel combustion methods that effectively reduce emissions. So ang pollution control technologies daw is gaim gyapon siya gaim gyapon siya to reduce or eliminate pollutant from various sources like mga air pollution control, mga water pollution control. And then next is standard of performance, sets emission limit based on the best available reduction methods considering cost, health, environment impact, and energy needs. The last one is a stationary source, refers to any fixed structure or facility that emits air pollutants. So, ang stationary pollutants daw is refers siya to pollutants that are emitted from fixed sources such as mga industrial facilities, di ba? Mga sa mga factories, sa mga power plants, mga waste treatment plants. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, Mama. I'm Mark Desert Nuibuan. This is my topics of prohibited act fines and penalties. Prohibited acts and fines and penalties, Republic Act 8749, Philippine Clear Air Act of 1999. So, Section 1, fine and penalties for violation of other provisions in the Act or violation of all other provisions provided in the Act, and these implementing rules and regulation, fine or not less than 10,000 pesos but not more than 100,000 pesos or 6 years imprisonment or both shall be imposed. If the offender is a juridical person, the president, manager, director, trustees, the pollution control officer, or official directly in charge of the operational shall suffer the penalty herein provided. So, inisiya is inisiya na balaod. Inisiya na balaod ba is gari for about making sure na air people breath is safe og hinlo. Now and in the future kung sino man ang mobalabag ini na balaod, mga individual man o kumpanya is need mo fine at least than 10,000 to 100,000 per violation. O pwede mapriso ng 6 year or mas worse maka-fine pa siya or sila og mapriso pa gayud. So for example is kumpanya ang nakalabag sa balaod, the president or CEO, manager, director, trustees or pollution control officer is responsible og pwede makasuhan or mapriso if this is an organization or kumpanya specific and managot. So section 2, burning of municipal waste. So any person who burns municipal waste in violation section 1 and 3 or rules shall be punished with 2 years and 1 day to 4 years imprisonment. So ang any person kuno na magsunog-sunog ng sa municipal waste. So ang municipal waste is amin sa ato lugar ng mga lipa na sunog-sunogon is kung sino kuno magsunog yan ng mga tao is makasuhan sila ng mapanish may matural niya. Section 1 amin siya punished with 2 years and 1 day to 4 years imprisonment. So section 3, burning of hazardous substance and waste. So any person who burns hazardous substance and waste in violation of section 1 rules 65 shall be punished with 4 years and 1 day to 6 years imprisonment. So ang any person kung magsunog-sunog ng hazardous substance and waste sa na makadaot ang hazardous is makadaot yung sa ato kalawasan na yun ang naso niya is yung simot na to is like kung kita yung kiwali to lawas is wag na magsugod magkasakit-sakit. For example is ang ligid or yung mga guma, di ba, baho iyon siya is makadaot din siya sa ato kalawasan yung kung pag makasimot kita na niya kay baho sud. So section 4, burning of biomedical waste. Any person who burns biomedical waste in violation of section 4 rules shall be punished with 4 years and 1 day, 6 years and 1 to 6 years imprisonment. So any person kuno na magsunog-sunog ng biomedical waste. So biomedical waste is amay niyan yung sa kuan sa hospital, yung mga injection or mga yung dextrose na dapat dili ang pwede sunog-sunogon kay samot yun siya makadaot sa lawas. Kay damo mga medisina. Section 5, smoking in public place. Any person who smoke inside a public building or an enclosed public place, including public utility vehicles or other means of public transport or any enclosed area outside in private residence or private place of work or any duly designated smoking area shall be punished with 6 years months and 1 day to or 6 months with 6 months and 1 day to 1 year imprisonment or fine of 10,000 pesos. So, nga is kung sino kuno na mga tao, any person kuno na mag-smoke inside the public or burning o pang mga public places is ang kaso nila is 6 awan nila punish is 6 months and 1 day to 1 year imprisonment or magkakabayad sila ng 10,000 pesos. So, and then section 6 is manufacture, importation, sales, offer for sales, introduction into commerce, convenience, or other disposition of daily gasoline. So, any person who manufacture, import, sales, offer for sales, introduce into commerce, convenience, or otherwise dispose of any manner leaded gasoline shall be punished with 3 years and 1 day to 5 years imprisonment and liable for the appropriate fine provided in section 1. So anyone who any person kuno na involved in making or manufacture, import, sale, offering, and distributing or disposing of the gasoline in any way is committing a violation of the law. So because gasoline is harmful to both human health and the environment. So that's all, ma'am.
Prohibited Acts, Fines, and Penalties, Republic Act 8749, Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. Section 7, Manufacture, Importation, Sale, Offer for Sale, Introduction into Commerce, Conveyance, or other disposition of engines and or engine components requiring leaded gasoline. Any person who manufactures, imports, sales, offer for sale, introduces into commerce, conveys, or otherwise disposes of, in any manner, engines and or engine components which require the use of leaded gasoline shall be punished with 3 years and 1 day to 5 years imprisonment and liable for the appropriate fine as provided in Section 1. So, Section 7 of the Clean Air Act talks about engines that need leaded gasoline. Kani nga balaod ng laong nga no person is allowed to make, sale, or bring into the country any engine or engine parts nga nag-need og leaded gasoline to work. Ang leaded gasoline sagod is very dangerous siya to people's health and to the environment. If ang person is masakpan gyapon or kanami kang mamaligya gyapon or magbuhat ani ng mga engines, they can be punished. Hatagan sila punishment nga 3 years and 1 day to 5 years. And maghatag sab sila ng fines. This law is very important kay ang leaded gasoline can cause serious health problems like it pollutes the air and can cause health issues especially sa mga bata. It can harm the brain, creating difficult and even cause heart problems because ani ng mga dangers many countries especially sa sa Pilipinas kay ginastop na ang paggamit sa leaded gasoline. Government gibuhat ini sa government to protect the people and the environment. It wants to make sure na limpyo ug safe ang fuel na ginagamit sa tuang country. Section 9. Manufacture, importation, sale, offer for sale, dispensation, transportation, or introduction into commerce of unleaded gasoline fuel which do not meet the fuel specifications. Any person who manufactures, sale, offer for sale, dispenses, transports, or introduces into commerce unleaded premium gasoline fuel in violation of Section 3 of Rule XXI or which do not meet the fuel specification as revised by the DOE shall be punished with 3 years and 1 day to 5 years imprisonment and liable for the appropriate fine as provided in Section 1. So, Section 8 of the Philippine Clean Air Act says nga it is illegal to make, sale, transport, or offer unleaded gasoline nga wala na meet ang quality standards nga giset sa Department of Energy. Kani nga standards are important because they help ensure nga ang fuel is limpyo, safe siya sa mga tao and sa environment, and will not damage engines. If someone breaks this law, like for example kanang mamaligya og kanang bitang mga cheap or low quality na fuel na magproduce og too much na smoke, mapanisyan sila og 3 years and 1 day to 5 years. And lang ko pag gani kanina, apil na sabi nila magbayad ng fine. Next, Section 11. Manufacture, processing, trade of fuel or fuel additive without prior registration of the fuel or fuel additive with the DOE. Any person who manufactures, processes, or engage in the trade of any fuel or fuel additive without having the fuel or fuel additive registered with the DOE shall be punished with 2 years and 1 day to 4 years of imprisonment and liable for the appropriate fine as provided in Section 1. So, Section 11 says na no one is allowed to manufacture, sale, or trade fuel or fuel additives unless kini nga product are first registered and approved by the Department of Energy. Ang fuel additives amo ini ang chemicals nga nagmix bitaw with fuel to improve engine performance, but if they are untasted or harmful, they can cause pollution or damaged engines. If a person or company sells unregistered fuel or additives, laong pangadi is hatagan sila punishment nga 2 years and 1 day to 4 years. And apil na sab nga di like itong maghatag sila ng fine kay tungod sa unapproved fuel sa good na products can put both people and the environment at risk. Next, Section 10, manufacture, importation, sale, offer for sale, dispensation, transportation, or introduction into commerce of industrial diesel fuel which do not meet the fuel specifications. Any person who manufactures, sales, offer for sale, dispenses, transport, or introduces into commerce industrial diesel fuel in violation of Section 3 of Rule XXI or which do not meet the fuel specification as revised by the DOE shall be punished with 3 years and 1 day to 5 years imprisonment and liable for the appropriate fine as provided in Section 1. So, Section 10 focuses on industrial diesel fuel which used in factories, ships, generators, and big machines. The law says na it is against the rules to make, sale, or use industrial diesel na wala sab na-meet or wala gisunod ang quality standards nga gihatag sa Department of Energy. Using poor quality diesel can make factories to release more smoke and dangerous emissions into the air. So, same kay na sa akong gipanglaong like Section 9, once na ang or katong mga evidence section, once na ay mulabag ani nga balaod, hatagan gyapon sila punishment nga 3 years and 1 day to 5 years and need sa nila maghatag ng fine. Next, Section 9, manufacture, importation, sale, offer for sale, dispensation, transportation, or introduction into commerce of automotive diesel fuel which do not meet the fuel specifications. Any person who manufactures, sales, offer for sale, dispenses, transports, or introduces into commerce automotive diesel fuel in violation of Section 3 of Rule XXI or which do not meet the fuel specifications as revised by the DOE shall be punished with 3 years and 1 day to 5 years imprisonment and liable for the appropriate fine as provided in Section 1. So, Section 9 says na it is illegal to make, sell, transport, or introduce automotive diesel fuel into the market if wala na meet ang quality standards nga giset sa Department of Energy. This diesel is used for vehicles like trucks, buses, and some cars. And once na low quality or na-mix bitaw siya sa harmful substances, it can cause thick smoke and serious air pollution. If ever na naay masakpan or min labag ani nga balaod, isatagan sila 3 years and 1 day to 5 years imprisonment and laong ko pagani kaina, need sab nila maghatag ng fine.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Alfia Lincones. This is my report. Procedure in filing case. First, document violation. For filing a case gathering strong evidence to support compliant includes first, photo or videos, witness testimony, location and date, additional proof. Step 2, file compliant with the proper authorities. Where to file, depending on the nature of the violation, compliant can be filed with the following agencies. Number 1, Environment Management Bureau, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, handles air population cases, industrial emission and large-scale violation. Regional EMB Office accept compliance. Number 2, Land Transportation Office LTO accept compliant regarding smoke billing vehicles. So ang hadisab is kung ang sakyanan daw pagawas og daghang aso, pwede ka mo reklamo pinaagi sa hotline online sa platform ordinate sa opisina. Number nagkandak road seat emission testing and finalize non-compliant vehicle. So ang hadisab is maghimo pag-inspection daw sa mga sakyanan sa kalsada aron masusi ang ilang emosyon o aso sa pagpagawas ng pinagawas sa mga tambutso. Kung ang usa ka sakyanan dili mo agi daw sa testing mula pa sa allow emission standard, pwede siya multa or pwede masuspensyon ang iya rehistro. Number 3, local government units. First, municipal and city government enforce local air pollution ordinance. Alisab is ang local daw nga gobyerno lungsod ug syudad nagpatuman daw sa kaugalingon nilang balaod or bahin sa pagkontrol sa ilang population. Barangay may handle minor cases background warning. So ang barangay mahimong muhandle sa mga minor de edad kaso sama sa pagsunog ug basura sa likod. Labi na dapat ang mga barangay mao'y unang libre sa pagpatuman sa mga ordinance sa populasyon sa hangin, labi na sa kung kini makasamok sa mga silingan o makadawat sa ato mga kahimsog. Number 4, Environment Ombudsman, Office of the Ombudsman. Investigate complaint involving government official or agency violating air pollution law. Ang nagpasabot sa is kinahanglan imbestigahon ang mga reklamo batok sa mga opisyal sa gobyerno ahensa sa mga paglapas sa mga balaod sa populasyon. Number 5, Department of Justice, DOJ of Regular Court of Criminal Liability is involved intentional population leading to public harm. The case may be elevated to prosecutor or court. Kung ang criminal liability sama sa mga intentional na pagpanghilabot sama sa pagpalibot nga nagresulta sa mga kadawat sa publiko, halimbawa pagpagawas ng mga toxic nga emosyon. Kung ang populasyon nga makadawat sa mga paglawas sa katawhan.
So step 3 investigation by authorities. Once filed, the agency, DNR, LTO, LGU will conduct an investigation. If necessary, government official may inspect the site, conduct emission testing, summon the violator for questioning. If the complaint is valid, the violator will be issue a notice of violation. So, if na-file na siya sa agency like DNR o LTO, so mag-conduct ini sila ng investigation. So sa pag-conduct nila ng investigation, i-inspect nila ang site, mag-conduct sila ng emission testing, hadyon gibali i-test nila kung grabe na gid ka pollute hadyon mga vehicles na mga karaan na mo produce na large amount of smoke na makapollute. So next step is summon the violator for questioning. So ang violator is i-question why pagagamit pa niya yaon, tapos kung aware ba siya na bawal yaon iya paghimo. So next is step 4, issuance of corrective actions of penalties. After the investigation, the responsible agency may take the following actions: issuance of compliance orders. The violator is required to take corrective measures, installing pollution control devices. Fines and sanctions, monetary penalties range from 10,000 to 100,000 per day of violation. So pagkahuman ng investigation, so an responsible an agency na i-take in na following actions like na langanan isa ka violator na mag-install ng pollution control device para malesen ang smoke na giproduce ng iya vehicle. Step 4 is issuance of corrective actions or penalties. Suspension of closure or of operations. Factories, power plants, or businesses that fail to comply may face temporary or permanent closure. So kung ang ini mga following na ipanlitok nga dili sila maka comply, so possible na pwede i-suspend or i-close and pag-operate ng ila factory, power plants o ila business. So next is confiscation of vehicle registration for smoke bleaching vehicles. LTO may suspend or cancel vehicle registration of emission standards are violated. So yun ton magigipan lang ko kaina na yan mga vehicle na mo-produce na smoke, yung dabo na smoke, amo yan sila pa sahay ma-suspend yon sila ng LTO. So next is criminal charges. If violator is serious, repeated offenses, deliberate pollution causing health problems, cases may be filed in court with penalties including imprisonment from 6 months to 6 years. So ito mga violator na gabalik-balik na perminadakpan tapos wag yapon na mati na an ila pagabuhat nga kakos nan health problem, pwede to i-file sa court o hatagan sila nan penalty nan imprisonment from 6 months to 6 years. And lastly is step 5, filing case in a court. If the violator refuses to comply or if the pollution causes significant harm, the case can be escalated to the Department of Justice or Regional Trial Court. The Public Attorney's Office or private lawyers may assist complaints. If government agencies fail to act, citizens can file a case through the writ of kalikasan, a legal remedy for environmental protection. So kan an violator mo angal siya na mag-comply sa sa pollution na iya himo. So pwede siya mo escalate sa DOJ or Regional Trial Court. Tapos pwede sab sa private lawyers, pwede sila ma-assist ng mga complaints. So if an government is sub na agency na feel sila pag action, pwede ang citizen mo reklamo sa rate of kalikasan. So amo dito. Thank you.